Hello, everyone. Welcome to Module 2 and Week 2 of the PA 460 Global Campus course. And you made it through the first week. It's a lot of work. And you will see when looking at the module, which I'm sharing with you on the screen right now, that it's very similar expectations this week. So at first, I always recommend going to modules, seeing what the module has for the week. The overview is going to be a great, succinct breakdown of what's expected for the week. Once I'm finished with this video, it'll be put into the overview. As you see, we have a part 1, review part 1, which is understanding public policy making. That's reading chapter 3 in the text first. You have some videos there. You have a lecture, which I'll get to, on the instruments of public policy. I'll explain more about that. You have reviewing part 2. So first thing is reading chapter 4, policy analysis and introduction in the ebook, and then you'll watch a few videos there as well. The discussion this week's a little bit different. It's another TED Talk, but it's racism has a cost for everyone. And it's followed the same format as last week. Exercise 2 is instruments of public policy. And this relates to the lecture, the instruments of public policy. So definitely watch that first. And I'm going to go through just very briefly the part 1 and part 2, because there's a document at the end of part 1 that has a list of the instruments of public policy that you would want to download before starting the exercise, so that you have that information and will do well on the matching exercise. Not very difficult. But I just want to make sure that you're using that form, because what we've done for the course is put a lot of different ideas, concepts, vernaculars into one. So it's going to be a bit different, very similar to the text, but there's going to be some differences. So make sure that you know the version that's in the module. That's the one to use for definitions and for names of different tools, etc. And at the end, you're going to have the reading quiz 2, chapters 3 and 4. So we can hit next, and we see part 1. And we have a breakdown of the chapter. Again, read the chapter for the context. That'll help you understand the concepts far better than just reading the outline. But the outline is here. And then you have a video to watch about public policy and analysis. You have the policy process model, and there's 2 models from the textbook that you're going to learn in this module. This is the first one, the policy process model, and often it's confused with the second one, which is more of a policy analysis model. So make sure that you know the differences between the 2. And the policy process model in part 1 is about how a policy is put into the agenda, and then how it actually comes to fruition within the legislative process. So we have policy typologies, and then here's the important thing, the instruments of public policy. You will watch my lecture there. And this is a breakdown of the different policy tools for this module. Actually, you'll be using this throughout the course, so make sure you get these down and get them down as they are in the module. Here is the space to download the Word document that has this list. And I would do that absolutely before you do the exercise later in the module. So we go to part 2, policy analysis. There's some more videos to watch. And here you have the steps in the policy analysis process. Again, this is different from the earlier steps, in that this is about analyzing policy, more concerned with finding a solution to a problem and being able to measure whether that's effectual. So you have lots of different things here. These are from the text and another video. Once you're done with that, you have the TED Talk. And same like last week, read the short essay question. And this is fairly broad question. So how might racism lead to bad policy making? And what I'm looking for here is if you can use examples from the TED Talk itself, because this means that you actually watched it and that you're applying that information. If it's just a lot of other things of your own opinion, that's not really appropriate for this discussion assignment. It's taking what was in the TED Talk and applying it. You can always throw your own opinion on things as well, but remember, be mindful of other people's opinions and be objective. Once you submit, you will be able to comment on another student's post and get the extra point. Don't forget that. Here you have the instruments of public policy, and that's going to be a matching. And that's going to be looking at different scenarios where what's appropriate, similar to the market failures last week. And then, of course, you have the reading quiz at the end, which please do the reading first. Some of these questions are specific to the text itself rather than just the content. So you do need to make sure you're reading. You will have time if there's some specifics you want to get right of the 10 questions to look back at the ebook, but I wouldn't recommend doing that because you only have 20 minutes. So you can get away with it a few times, but not every time. So that's what we have this week. And let me know if you have any questions, comments, issues. If you were a late admin to the course and missed some of the assignments because they're closed, please email me and I will try to open those up for you. I know we already have one student where that was the case. But thank you and have a great week. Look forward to grading your discussion. You'll see that early next week, and look forward to the discussion for this week.